Hi, everybody. 7 years ago today, I started a project in which I wrote and posted an essay every day for 365 days. I called it A Year in Words. A year ago in July, I published a book by the same name. And what I'd like to read today is an essay called Thunk, which is the first essay of the book. And it was written in that first week of my Year in Words project. Thunk. It's the top of the third. Milwaukee leads Baltimore 2-1 on a two-out single in the second by Johnny Briggs. Thunk. The Brewers are trying to snap a three-game losing streak behind right-hander Billy Parsons. Thunk. The sound was repetitive, metronomic, occurring hundreds of times each evening. Yet no one in the house or around the neighborhood ever complained. Not to me, anyway. Thunk. It was a typical summer evening for me in the 1970s. An orange rubber ball, a baseball glove, a brick wall on the backside of our house, and a portable radio transmitting the voices of play-by-play announcer Merle Harmon and color commentator Bob Uecker. In those days, before handheld devices and earbuds, video consoles, and ultra-competitive youth sports organized by large committees of adults, we listened to radios, ran around outside, made up our own games, and sometimes just threw orange rubber balls against brick walls. Thunk. Powered by 4 pounds of D-cell batteries, our radio was the size of a 4-slot toaster with a large black mesh screen across the front to cover the speaker. It had 3 dials, one for volume, one to toggle between AM and FM. Back then, AM was preferred for everything from sports to top 40 radio, and a third to change the station, which was accomplished by moving a red bar along a vertical grid of numbers until we found the right frequency. In those days, a good working-class radio would also have its share of battle scars, paint spatters, dents and scratches, and probably a bent antenna if it even had one anymore. Thunk. On this night, or just about any hot, muggy, mosquito-filled July night back then, I was tuned into 6:20 a.m. WTMJ, the radio home of the Milwaukee Brewers. The team had played one season in Seattle as the Pilots before a Milwaukee car dealer named Albert Bud Selig, along with Edmund Fitzgerald, yes, that Edmund Fitzgerald, purchased the team and moved it to Milwaukee. I'll always be grateful to Bud for that. Years later, Mr. Selig sold his share of the team when he became commissioner of Major League Baseball. Thunk. I was 5 when the Brewers came to town, and I immediately fell in love with them. And to this day, the Brewers are still my team, as much as the Yankees are to a kid who grew up playing stickball in the streets of the Bronx, or the Cardinals are to somebody living in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Thunk. As an expansion team, the Brewers weren't very good. Correction, they were terrible. In the early days, it was common for them to finish at or near the bottom of their division. But I didn't care if they were good or bad. They were my team. And I loved to flip open the sports page every morning to check out the box scores, look at the photos, and eventually read about the team, playing out my own baseball dreams by throwing that orange rubber ball against that brick wall, fielding ground balls, catching flies, and striking out imaginary hitters with my blazing fastball or unpredictable knuckle curve. Thunk. The brick wall and that battle-worn radio were critical to my development as both a player and a sports fan. It was these iconic symbols of my childhood, along with that orange rubber ball and my Rawlings glove, that helped me teach myself how to play and understand baseball, how a ball bounces, how to field a short hop, how to get the ball out of my glove quickly to set up for a throw, and generally gave me the hand-eye coordination and muscle memory necessary to play the game throughout my childhood and into my adult years. Thunk. But it wasn't just baseball. I did the same with basketball and football. It's just the way we did it in those days. We showed up at a playground or in an open field, a kid's driveway, or someone's backyard, and if no one else was around, we'd head out on our own with a glove, a rubber ball, and a radio, and we'd play. No referees, no coaching, no drills, no helicopter parents. We practiced, competed with, taught, coached, arbitrated, argued, and cheered with and for each other and ourselves, whether playing pickup games with one another or simply practicing on our own using whatever gear we could find or manufacture. It didn't matter if we had full teams or if all the kids were of the same age or ability. We didn't care. We made it work, and it was fun. It was always fun. Thunk. Things are different today. Not better or worse, just different. When I was a kid, I played first and foremost because I wanted to. And by the time I started playing organized sports, I had already amassed the skills and had mastered some of the nuances of the games I played. And I could see myself getting better every day on my own. We didn't get overuse injuries, and we certainly didn't specialize, a word in today's youth athletics that for some reason equates to success. I'll save my opinions about that concept for another day. Hell, I don't even think the terms specialization and overuse injury had even been coined back then. We just played. And after we went home to have something to eat, we came out and played some more. Whether it was 10 of us on a basketball court at a local schoolyard, my cousin, best friend Mike, and me playing a game we made up, or just me throwing the ball against the wall as I listened to Merle and Bob call the game. Thunk. Today, lots of kids play because they're expected to, because they have a reason to, because their parents want them to. That's a shame. There's so much to be learned from playing games on your own and from teaching and learning from your friends, or even from a rubber ball, a backyard brick wall, and the quirky caroms and bounces it produces. Thunk. The ball rebounded hard off the bricks, short hopping to my right. I deftly snagged it, stepped on second, a dirt patch worn by many days of play, threw to the wall and caught the ball at first base, a tailor-made double play where I played all the positions, something of a baseball one-man show. Parsons winds, in comes the pitch. Belanger rips a line drive down the left field line. This is going to score 2. Thunk. And just like that, my Brewers had managed to lose the lead again. It'd be their 4th loss in a row. But on a warm summer evening, didn't matter. They were my team. And I was playing my game, a game I still love.